What if a child's game could foreshadow a destiny that changes the world? Picture a young boy in a quiet Chicago suburb, standing at an ironing board draped with a white cloth, pretending it's a sacred altar. While other kids chased baseballs or rode bikes, this boy held crackers in his hands, mimicking a priest offering the Eucharist. That boy was Robert Francis Rivos, now Pope Leo XIV, the 267th leader of the Catholic Church, elected on October 8, 2025. But what shaped a pope from a modest family in America's heartland? How did a household of three brothers, one a fiery voice on social media, another a devoted educator, and the youngest a global spiritual icon, nurture such an extraordinary journey? Today, we're diving into the untold story of Pope Leo XIV's family, a tale of faith, diversity, and quiet sacrifices that will make you rethink the power of family bonds in shaping a leader for 1.4 billion Catholics. Let's start with a truth that's both heartwarming and astonishing. The seeds of a pope were sown in the simplest of moments. Robert, the youngest of three brothers, grew up in a home where faith wasn't just a ritual, it was the rhythm of life. His parents, a schoolteacher and a librarian, weren't rich in wealth, but were abundant in values: education, community, and an unshakable Catholic faith. Their modest house in suburban Chicago was a sanctuary of love and learning, where the boys were taught to respect others, serve without judgment, and live authentically. Robert's game of playing priest wasn't just a childish whim. His older brother, Luis, recalls laughing at the sight of Robert's makeshift altar, calling him the quirky one for turning an ironing board into a sacred space. But their parents saw something deeper, a spark of something divine. They didn't dismiss Robert's unusual passion. Instead, they nurtured it, encouraging him to follow the path that felt true to his soul. What's remarkable is how this small moment wasn't just a family anecdote. It was a prophecy in the making. A nun once told a second-grade Robert, "One day, you'll be pope." Luis chuckled at the idea, dismissing it as a playful remark. But decades later, when white smoke rose from the Sistine Chapel, that prophecy became reality. Robert Francis Rivos stepped onto the Vatican balcony as Pope Leo XIV, a man whose journey from a Chicago backyard to the heart of the Catholic Church feels nothing short of miraculous. Yet, the story isn't just about him. It's about the family left behind, navigating the spotlight that comes with having a pope as a brother. How do you live your life when your sibling becomes a global symbol of faith? How do you balance your own voice with the weight of his mission? The Rivos family offers a profound answer, one rooted in love and sacrifice. Luis, the eldest brother, was known for his bold, often controversial online presence, while John, the middle brother, dedicated his life to Catholic education. Their differences, political, personal, and philosophical, make their unity all the more striking. Luis, in particular, faced a unique challenge when Robert's election thrust their family into the global eye. His past social media posts, filled with fiery political opinions, suddenly became fodder for headlines. How would he respond? Would he stand his ground or step back for the sake of his brother's mission? The answer lies in a choice that speaks volumes about family, faith, and the power of restraint. This story isn't just about a pope. It's about the people who shaped him and the sacrifices they made to support him. It's about a family that mirrors the diversity of our world, where love and faith hold even the most different souls together. What happens when your brother's new role forces you to rethink your own voice? How does a family navigate fame, faith, and the weight of a billion hopes? Stay with us, because this journey is just beginning, and the next chapter will reveal a side of the Rivos family that's as inspiring as it is surprising. Now, imagine being the sibling of a pope. Not just any pope, but Pope Leo XIV, a man tasked with leading 1.4 billion Catholics in a divided world. Your every word, every post, every opinion suddenly carries the weight of his mission. This is the reality Luis Rivos faced when his younger brother, Robert, was elected pope. Luis, a retired Navy veteran living in Florida, was no stranger to speaking his mind. His Facebook page was a firestorm of bold opinions, sharp critiques of President Joe Biden, jabs at former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, and comments targeting the LGBTQ+ community that sparked heated debates. In a world where social media amplifies every voice, Luis was unapologetically loud. But when his little brother stepped into the Vatican spotlight, everything changed. How do you hold on to your beliefs while protecting the mission of someone you love? What does it mean to be the brother of a pope? Luis's story is gripping because it's so human. He wasn't just an outspoken commenter online, he was a passionate supporter of Donald Trump's Make America Great Again movement. His posts were raw, sometimes divisive, and occasionally crossed lines that stirred controversy. They were the kind of opinions that, in normal times, might spark a heated family dinner debate and fade away. But when Robert became Pope Leo XIV, those posts took on a new life. The world's media didn't hesitate to dig them up, scrutinizing every word as if it reflected on the new pope. Imagine the pressure. Your brother is now a global symbol of unity, compassion, and peace, and your old Facebook rants are being dissected by journalists worldwide. What would you do? Would you fight to defend your views, or would you choose a different path? Luis's response was nothing short of remarkable. Instead of doubling down, he chose restraint, a choice that speaks to the depth of his love for his brother. "I'm biting my tongue," he told reporters with a wry smile, admitting he'd scaled back his online presence. "I don't want to hurt my brother's mission." This wasn't about abandoning his beliefs. Luis remains steadfast in his convictions. But it was about recognizing that his words could cast a shadow over Robert's work. Pope Leo XIV, known for his gentle calls for peace, interfaith dialogue, and inclusion, stands in stark contrast to Luis's fiery conservatism. Yet their bond remains unbreakable. Luis describes Robert as the brother who always had a little halo over his head, the one who used his quiet wisdom to get them out of childhood scrapes. That same wisdom now guides a global church, and Luis knows his words could either support or undermine it. What makes this story so compelling is its raw humanity. Luis's choice to step back isn't weakness, it's strength. It's the kind of sacrifice that makes you pause and ask, how far would you go for someone you love? How do you balance your own voice with the greater good? The Rivos family shows us that love can bridge even the widest gaps. Luis and Robert couldn't be more different. One a vocal conservative, the other a universal voice for compassion. Yet their relationship endures. Luis's restraint is a testament to the power of family, where personal beliefs take a back seat to shared love and respect. But there's more to this family than Luis's transformation. Another brother, John, offers a quieter but equally profound perspective on what it means to support a pope. His story, rooted in decades of service, reveals a different kind of devotion, one that complements Luis's fire and Robert's grace. What does it look like when a family's differences become their strength? How does a humble educator's life reflect the same values that now guide the Vatican? The next chapter will take you deeper into the heart of the Rivos family, where faith and love create something truly extraordinary. If Luis Rivos's story shows the power of restraint, the middle brother, John Joseph Rivos, reveals the beauty of quiet devotion. Born around 1953, John spent 35 years shaping young minds in Catholic schools, 27 of those as a principal. While Luis sparked debates online, John built communities through education, living out the same faith that shaped their youngest brother, Pope Leo XIV. But what does it mean to be the family of a pope? How does a humble educator's life reflect the values now guiding 1.4 billion Catholics? And how does a family so diverse, three brothers with different paths, beliefs, and passions, stay united under intense global scrutiny? John's perspective on his brother Robert is both touching and profound. He describes Pope Leo XIV as a man who listens, truly listens, to everyone, from the homeless on the streets to presidents in palaces. He's not left or right, John says. He's for the poor, the voiceless, those who need hope. This vision shines through in the Pope's actions, calling for interfaith dialogue, defending immigrants, and urging the Church to heal divides in a polarized world. John sees his brother as a continuation of Pope Francis's legacy, but with a unique gift for connection, a gift rooted in their childhood home. Their parents, a teacher and a librarian, raised them in a house free of prejudice, teaching them to serve without judgment and to respect all people. Those lessons became the foundation of Robert's ministry, from his time as a bishop in Chicago to his role as a cardinal shaping the global church. What's truly inspiring is how the Rivos family embodies diversity without division. Luis, John, and Robert are as different as three brothers can be. Luis, a fiery veteran, stirred controversy with his political posts. John, a quiet educator, dedicated his life to nurturing faith and community. Robert, now Pope Leo XIV, carries the weight of a global mission. Yet, their differences don't fracture them. They strengthen them. When Robert was elected, John flew to the Vatican for a brief visit. "He's not just my brother anymore," John said, his voice thick with pride. "He belongs to the world." That pride echoes in every story they share, like the time Robert turned an ironing board into an altar, or when a nun's playful prophecy about him becoming pope came true. The Rivos family's story is extraordinary not just because they produced a pope, but because of how they've navigated his rise. Luis learned to hold his tongue, deleting posts and softening his voice to protect his brother's mission. John continues to live humbly, embodying the values he taught for decades. Together, they show us that family is a crucible where love and faith can bridge any divide. Their story challenges us to ask, what would you sacrifice for someone you love? How does a family's support shape a leader carrying the hopes of billions? This family is a microcosm of our world, diverse, complex, sometimes at odds, but held together by something stronger. Pope Leo XIV, standing between his brother's contrasting worlds, reminds us that true leadership balances differences with love. From a Chicago backyard to the Vatican balcony, this is a story of faith, sacrifice, and the quiet power of family. It's a reminder that greatness often begins in the simplest places, a home where values are lived, not just preached. The Rivos brothers, each with their own path, show us that love can hold a family together, even when the world watches. What does it take to support a pope? For Luis and John, it's about stepping back, standing firm, and loving fiercely, no matter how different their worlds may be.